Hey there, fellow travelers! Do you know there's a resort in Cabo San Lucas that has its own 1,000-foot private tunnel, and it's the only way to get there? My guest today tells me that this luxury resort, when you come out of that tunnel, is like stepping back into Narnia. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for more details. My very special guest today is Liane Lance, co-owner of Picture This Travel, based in Kansas City, Missouri. Together with her partner, Sherry Clark, they founded Picture This Travel in 2015 by combining their two award-winning cruise holidays franchises. Specializing in multi-destination vacations for individuals, families, and groups, Liane and Sherry and their team of travel advisors put their 30-plus years experience to work for their clients in Missouri, Kansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Hi, Liane. Welcome to RTE Travel Talk. Today we're jetting off to Los Cabos, Mexico, but just before I get there, did I miss anything on that intro that you might like to add?
We have an independent contractor in San Antonio.
Oh, fantastic. So another new team member.
Yep.
You guys had a busy 4 days.
We actually visited 11 resorts in 2.5 days. So wow. It was we took all 9 of our agents, which is very unusual to get to take all of your agents on a FAM. We went with one of our suppliers, and we architected it primarily to look at luxury 5-star properties.
Okay.
We wanted to see the properties that make Cabo so unique, very different, but some of them are very unique and one-off. So we really wanted to see those properties. We do quite a bit of luxury travel, and Cabo is just a stunning destination. We've been there for a while, so it was an opportunity to see how things had recovered since the hurricane, see a lot of these new properties. And Cabo is very different. It's a desert. So Puerto Vallarta is really a jungle. It's mountainous and it's a jungle. The Yucatan Peninsula is fairly flat and it's on the Caribbean side. So Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo is on the Pacific side, and it's in Baja, basically that extension of Baja, California. And the town itself, San Jose del Cabo, got started as part of the California mission system. So there's actually still an old mission in San Jose del Cabo that you can visit. So we actually took all of our agents not only to these properties, but we gave them a full day where we could explore all that the region has to offer from an excursion standpoint. We took them all the way from San Jose through the corridor down to Land's End in the marina area of Los Cabos. So they got a great education if they had never been to Cabo before. And those of us that had, we enjoyed seeing it all again.
11 resorts in 4 days. If you had to choose perhaps the top 3 or 4, what were the ones that stood out for you and you would recommend for your guests?
Of course, one of the reasons you do these things is to find out what is the right client or guest to visit each of the properties.
Correct.
So we visited a mixture of adults only. We visited a mixture of all-inclusive versus what you would consider an EP plan or European plan where breakfast is included only, which is very popular in Cabo because so many people do want to eat locally that they don't want to pay for an all-inclusive if they know they're going to eat a lot of their meals in town or at one of the farm-to-table restaurants like Florafana or Tamarindo. So it is there are properties that would fit for families. Like, for example, we visited Blanca Garza, which is a great family resort that's all-inclusive, has lots to do for the kids. We also visited Gran Vilas. Gran Vilas is all-inclusive and also is great for families. Probably one of the better 5-star resorts for families is Gran Vilas. Okay. For couples in the all-inclusive space, my 2 favorites probably were LeBlanc, which if you know Cancun, LeBlanc is very, very popular there as well. And it's a great resort here in Cabo as well. Very beautiful, their usual service that they do so well at the LeBlanc properties. And then also visited Marquis. Now Marquis is, and I actually stayed 3 extra days at Marquis, brought my husband in and we spent 3 days there. I chose it because I like smaller boutique properties and I wanted quiet. We just had my daughter's wedding. and we were really exhausted from all of the site visits. So I just wanted a place to just chill and watch the ocean, as did my husband. So he came and we just we had a beautiful oceanfront property there and just really watched the ocean for 3 days. But Marquis is the old Secrets property, and it's very beautiful and small, boutique. So they don't have the activities pool that a lot of people have with the guy on the microphone telling you to, we're going to do the bubbles in the ocean, bubbles in the pool or whatever it is. There's usually an activities pool at most of these properties. I really didn't want that. So we picked Marquis because it was more quiet and boutique than some of the others. But if you want a little more activity, things to do in the evening, I would say LeBlanc would be a good choice for couples. And obviously Garza Blanca and Grand Vilas. Now, from a non-all-inclusive perspective, we visited Montage, which was probably, I would say, hands down, all of our favorite. It's also probably one of the most expensive properties we've ever toured. So for the right family, the right client, it would be an awesome destination for them. It is smaller, boutique, very secure. Right. It's kind of tucked into a little bay. It has a swimmable beach, which makes it very desirable. It's on Santa Maria Beach. You can actually get on a boat there too and go out and snorkel in various different locations from there. But you can actually swim on the beach there, which makes it very desirable for Cabo to have that. But a very unique property. Very exclusive property, but worth every penny if you can afford it, because it is spectacular.
So one of the things you mentioned, that all of the properties that you folks visited were 5-star.
Yeah, we visited one 4-star. Because we had a property. We were supposed to visit Las Ventanas, and they did not have any rooms to show us. So they declined, and we had to get another property to fit in. So we visited a Paradisus property, which was lovely, but it was 4-star. Great for families, would have been awesome. I did have an opportunity to go back with one of our independent contractors and visit Las Ventanas, but we didn't get to see the room. So we saw the property, toured the grounds, and it's lovely, beautiful. And you can see the rooms online. So another luxury property that's not all inclusive, and it is also spectacular. Really beautiful property, known for their service. So those are really great options for people to have.
Now, one thing that I know, or I've been told, when it comes to star ratings, not all stars are created equal. When you think about a star rating for people looking to go to Cabo, is there a particular star rating that you definitely wouldn't go below?
Me personally, I probably wouldn't book my clients in anything less than a 4-star, just because that's what I normally do. Occasionally you'll get a client that just can't hit that budget, so you might have to do a 3.5-star. But it is kind of funny because there's some properties that are rated 4-star that I don't personally consider a 4-star, but a lot of it's personal preference. And so kind of it comes down to that. And I think our job as travel advisors or consultants is to know the properties, know what they're offering, what is the food like? I mean, not everybody's a foodie. Not everybody wants to drink alcohol or wine. Not everybody needs a lot of choices when it comes to wine and premium liquors. So it really just depends on the client. So our job, we've always said, our job isn't to be the lowest cost. Our job is to help you get the most value and the very best experience out of your vacation budget. Yeah. So, we're going to try and take the amount that you're comfortable spending and match it to the property that's going to give you the best experience for what you're looking for. Because everybody is different, and that's why there's lots of different resorts.
I agree with everything that you say, and it really goes to having the value of having a real travel expert in your corner, because you're just not going to get the kind of information and inside, for want of a better word, inside advice from doing your research on the internet and looking at pretty pictures.
Yeah,
all of that can sometimes, not always, but can sometimes give a false impression of what you're actually going to get when you get there.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time where somebody will say, hey, my friend told me that we should go to this property instead of that one. And they might not have been there for, 5 years, might have been 10 years the last time they were there. And things change very rapidly. And that's why we are big believers in that we all need to travel. Yeah. All agents need to travel. We share that information with each other. And then, we're part of a community. Travel agents are one of the most helpful communities that I have found. We're always willing to help each other. And there's lots of ways that we do that through private Facebook groups and getting together at different events for agents. But we're always willing to help each other. It's kind of funny. You'd think we'd be in competition, but we all know that we have our own kind of client base, and we're not really afraid to help anyone else. And I think that's really important, because we don't want people relying just on TripAdvisor or what someone's friend said. We want to know current information. What's it like?
Yeah.
And, you mentioned earlier about Mexico and the ease to travel there. It is very easy to travel there. We're starting to see more nonstop flights pop up, which is great. They're selling out as fast as they come available, though. From Kansas City, we're seeing nonstop flights to Cancun and Punta Cana. I wish we could get more lift into Cabo and Puerto Vallarta nonstop. We used to have nonstops there, and we're hopeful that maybe we will at some point soon. But it is, Cabo is just a great destination. It's a very beautiful, everywhere you go is beautiful. So a lot of times you can be in a foreign country and you're driving down the road, and maybe the resort that you get to at the end is beautiful, but maybe the ride to get there isn't quite so attractive. Not so in Cabo. It's beautiful all the way from the airport all the way down to Land's End. Everything's landscaped, clean, very impressive place, very impressive. And we also visited a couple of resorts that were on the Pacific side. So the Pacific side, if you know your geography with Cabo, you know that as it comes down at that point there at the Baja California point, you've got the Sea of Cortez on one side and you've got the Pacific Ocean on the other. The Pacific is very rough. So even though we don't have people swimming on the Sea of Cortez side except at swimmable beaches, the Pacific side is incredibly wild, and the waves are spectacular.
Yeah.
And so we visited several resorts along there as well, including the Waldorf Astoria, which sits in a beautiful little pocket there, and is incredibly pretty. And I really enjoyed, what's kind of neat about the Waldorf is that it's really very close to the marina in Los Cabos. And to get to it, you drive through a tunnel through the mountain. And so it's almost like going to Narnia or something. You go through the mountain, you've got all this
into another world.
Marina, and you go through the mountain and you get to the other side, and there's the Waldorf right there all by itself. And it's like you're in another, you might as well be 30 minutes away, but you're literally 5 minutes away. You can walk to the marina from the Waldorf. So.
That's fantastic. Well, Liane, this has been excellent. I really appreciate you being with us today. Is there anything else you'd like to add about Mexico and Cabo before we wrap up?
Well, the thing that is nice is that Mexico remains one of those destinations where the people really make it. The people that are there that you meet, you visit with, that are taking care of you, they always put their hand on their heart and say it is a pleasure, and they truly mean it. You've got places to go and things to do. You can't go everywhere every year. So I was really happy to go back and see it doing so well. It is a thriving destination that is truly beautiful. So I think I might have said this before. I think it's almost like Palm Springs by the ocean.
Right.
Very, very beautiful and manicured and well kept.
Wonderful.
We all loved it.
So, Liane, if people want to contact you or your travel advisors, what's the best way?
Well, you can always email us. So you can email us at admin@picturethistravel.com. You can phone us on our 888 number, so 888-233-4640. And if you're out of the country and you want to contact us, it's 816-744-4101. So we're pretty easy to find. Sherry, my partner, she specializes in group travel.
Right.
And I really specialize in custom FIT. Of course, we all do Alaska, Hawaii, all-inclusives in Mexico, the Caribbean. We all do those. But I do quite a bit of FIT in Europe, as do really most of my ICs. And then we do a decent amount of Australia, New Zealand. And then we actually have one agent that specializes in Disney and Universal.
So lots of experience.
Yeah. We have a really good group of folks that work in our agency, and we just feel very blessed because everybody loves to travel. Everybody loves to share their information. So It's all great.
All right, Liane. Well, this has been wonderful. Here's a wish for all the greatest success this year, next year, and into 2023. Look forward to seeing you again sometime.
Why, well, we would love to. We'll get Sherry on here next time too. So
Exactly. Exactly.
And that about wraps things up for today's show, folks. My special thanks to Liane for all that great information on Cabo San Lucas. If you'd like to learn more about Cabo San Lucas, I'll leave Liane's contact information in the description. If you have a question or a comment, we always respond. Just leave us a comment. Happy to hear from you. And as always, folks, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, happy travel.